Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 5. Number 5?
No, it's number 6.
Is it?
Yes.
Why does it say number 5 right there?
Because that's what you put
Is
on
it
your
really?
card.
I thought I said number 6 earlier.
No, I said number 6.
And I said
you're like, oh, I put number 5 on the notes, and I'm like,
Sorry,
well,
guys.
and then I showed you.
Obviously
that
not a
we've already had
mathematician
5.
like Zach over here. Sorry, I'm not as good with numbers. But Third Coast Grappling Radio number.
You do have.
What number is it?
6.
Thank you.
You do have 2 hands.
I got 2 feet too, so yeah, I guess there's no excuses.
So after we hit episode 20, Ryan's screwed.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I'll have to get some flashcards, some remedial math with Zach the mathematician.
Well, it's because you got these stupid Androids. They can't even add past 6, man.
Stupid Androids, like iPhones are really like made for like the lowest common denominator to be able to use. Like if my grandma,
Samsungs are.
No, my grandma can use an iPhone. She cannot use an Android. iPhones
So
are made.
you're like bragging about that?
No,
that it's harder to use?
I'm just saying there's like Android
that's a great marketing.
Android is
Android, harder to use. Your grandma can't use it. Like, what
no,
the
it's
fuck?
just more. It's more customizable. There's more things you can do with it. The OS is a lot more friendly.
What are you customizing in there?
I always do like
obviously not the calculator.
I don't think you can customize that one. I didn't have like the old like the scientific.
I'm afraid of your customizations you're doing on your phone.
Well, let's just say that they're next level.
You know, I used to be the same way. I used to be like, oh, I got this fucking droid, and like it's just as good. And then I got one.
Did you like used to root them and do all that stuff?
No. And then I got an iPhone, and I was like, man, I was such a fucking idiot. But
my wife has an iPhone, and I pick it up. I'm like, no. I've been team Android since like 2006 or something, like forever.
Not the lowest common denominator.
No, because I went
Ryan can't get it.
No, I went from BlackBerry. Like that was all I had. Like when I worked for the government, went from BlackBerry, and then it was like, okay, now it's time to make the change. And now I got like an Android, and then like yeah. But that's the best, by the way. Android rules.
So watch out for all
iPhone.
Watch out for all his custom apps that are coming out.
Hey, there's custom something coming out. I'm not gonna let it loose yet. So episode number 6. It's been kind of a busy week, man.
So what's some news going on?
It's that time in the cycle, the show cycle, to where crazy stuff starts happening.
The news cycle or the podcast cycle?
The Third Coast Grappling cycle. Like we're getting close to probably our biggest event
This is
yet.
when Ryan goes crazy, actually.
It's a little bit different now. Like I handle it better, but it's still. I mean, stuff's. I'm like a creature of habit. I don't like things to change. And like the past couple events, we had everything perfect, and then pull out here, change here, lawsuit here, this, that, and there was just so many changes that it was like it triggered me on multiple levels. But now, I mean, this card is held together probably way better than I expected.
Oh, dude.
I mean, knock on wood. But yeah, I mean, we're looking good. We've had to pull some rabbits out of hats this week to make sure athletes are getting here. So that's what we do. We don't cancel fights. We just make it happen. But I guess for some Third Coast Grappling news, we have announced, or we're about to announce, our next qualifier event, May 2nd.
May 2nd. So same month as the UK trip.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys, I'm drinking water. But yeah, so May 2nd, it'll be a kids and adult combined qualifier. So we're going to be doing the kids from 2 to 6 p.m. We'll have 3 brackets: gray belts, yellow belts, and orange belts. I can't remember the exact, but then we have the weight brackets for each of them, 8-person brackets, and then a couple of super fights. So we're going to give the winners of the brackets the next shot on the big card June 13th, and we'll give the winners of the super fights a spot on the next big kids event, but on the main card.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a kind of a qualifiers for the kids and a qualifiers for the adults.
Yeah,
too, right?
so the adults, I kind of settled on it. We're gonna do male purple belts, 180 pounds and below.
Yeah, you're gonna get some scraps there.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. We'll do that. We'll do that in the gi, and then we're gonna do female blue belts, no gi.
Yeah,
because they're always there's always some new some new talent coming up. They're always looking. We have a lot of high demand for those. So I'm looking.
You looking at any white belt tournaments? I'm just joking.
No. I mean, actually,
Spaz,
don't get me thinking like that. Don't get me thinking like that. So,
Spaz series is what I call it.
Man, I would find the biggest, spazziest white belt. That's like how I'd hit the gyms up. I'd be
Wait, isn't Cushing a white belt?
He's not as spazzy as he used to be, though. So, and I'm proud of him. Shout out Brian
so
Cushing.
We might make some exceptions on the white belt rule.
But no, I could like hit the coaches up and be like, hey, give me your spazziest one. Give me your strongest, spazziest one. And we'll have a tournament.
I introduced the idea of Ryan going against Brian Cushing. He was like, I'll fucking do it.
I will fucking do it. I'm not scared.
And
I train with the guy. Like, I know what he's going to do. Like, it's not going to be very fun, but I'll get up there and and get my head pulled off my body.
All right, so you heard it here, everybody that listens. Ryan's calling out Brian Cushing.
I didn't call out Brian Cushing. I did not. Zach is trying to stir the pot, and he's trying to get my ass kicked on stage in front of everybody.
Oh, so
that's all he's doing. So
but he's scared.
The real match that needs to be made is me and Zach. Me and Zach, owner, partner, are gonna let's throw down the gauntlet, a tag team match. Let's do one maybe.
Yeah,
I
would be down.
You down for that?
Let's do us versus our wives.
We'd lose.
Oh,
I would tap out before. It would be like Herbert Santos. Like I would just have like a mental issue and just like tap out real quick.
You just lay flat.
Like, I'm done. I don't want to do this. I know how this ends. But yeah, me and Zach in a tag team match. Who let's see. It doesn't even have to be purple belts. It can be brown belts, blue belts, whoever wants to get it. Y'all can message us and we.
Wait, you mean like brown belts and black belts are invited?
I don't want any black belts, but I want a brown belt. So maybe we can maybe we can throw in some leg attacks if we do no-gi and stuff like that.
I think we could strategize enough to go up against anybody.
Yeah, I don't care who it is. Honestly.
No, not anybody.
I really don't care who it is.
We'll be very selective. So
yeah, because we actually have to make sure we look good and win that match. Because I don't want to be on jiu-jitsu times getting my ACL shredded. So if you're fat, out of shape, and you still like to compete, hit me and Zach up. We'll do a tag team match with you.
If you only train once a week, maybe every other week, then hit us up.
If you look at your jiu-jitsu game and think hobbyist, not competitor,
that's what I think of.
And that's what I think of too. But if you really you don't ever compete or anything, and you really want to compete for the first time, this is a great one for you. Me and Zach. So bring it.
Well, we can do it like they have to submit us. If they can't submit us, then they don't win.
Yeah, they're not submitting me or you. So
yeah, they can take my.
I'll just sit there in turtle position the whole time. That's all I'm gonna do. I might get stalled out though. 3CG rules. So I don't want to get disqualified for my own event. So no, but for real, hey, if anybody wants to do that, we can look at maybe even in the UK. Me and Zach will be in the UK in May. Any of you British boys want to get it? Me and Zach will come over there too. It doesn't matter.
Man, I'm gonna be drunk. I don't want to be.
Well, we could be. I mean, they're going to be drunk too. They train drunk. That's what they do over there.
So, all right. So if you're UK or if you're from the UK, and you got a pal or business partner that you train with, and you want to do a drunk tag team match,
I'm down.
Is that what we're settling on, a drunk tag team match? Or?
Maybe. I mean, we're not saying no. I actually like that idea.
Every round you got to take a shot of. Jameson or something.
There goes grappling. We're always innovating. So drunk grappling. So we could actually reenact a bar fight in some ways.
We could put random stains on the edges just in case.
Yeah. I like it.
We're on to something. We just got to keep going down that track.
Speaking of on to something, I've got some crazy match ideas. I've been kind of looking back over some old pro wrestling stuff, and growing up, man, you could, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, like Shawn Michaels.
See, he drinks and wrestles.
I love
Why can't
it,
you
man.
drink and grapple?
Like he celebrates. Like he's ready to have a beer right after Stone Cold stunning somebody. But I love professional wrestling, and there's some stuff that we could really do.
You still watch it?
No, not anymore. I haven't watched it in years.
I was about to judge you.
I might catch WrestleMania every now and then on like an illegal stream just to see what it is or if there's some compelling match.
Stream.
I'm not going to order it.
Yeah, I'm not going to order a Royal Rumble. Wasn't there just one in Houston?
Yeah. But that's what I was going to mention to you. Like, imagine doing a real Royal Rumble.
Like you got to throw people off the mat, like,
or even like not even throw people, but like it's a submission Royal Rumble. Like people keep coming in, and there's no throwing out. Like the only way to win the Royal Rumble is to submit everybody.
And you know what it'd be? It'd be everybody that's fighting on that card that night. The last match is a Royal Rumble,
and then like the winner gets $5,000 or something. Like, you know how crazy that would be? Like, imagine we get like 10 people.
It's like everybody would be jumping on Gordon Ryan to submit him first.
Like 10 people, and then like so you start with or two people in there, and then a timer, and every minute there's a new music that hits, and somebody comes in, and there's 3 people, and they're like, oh shit, and then they get him.
Yeah,
another minute goes by.
The Royal Rumble is like how long is that? It's like the whole fucking thing.
No,
right?
it's not. I mean, the Royal Rumble only takes about 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, because people are getting thrown out and doing this, and this would be like just kind of our take on it. I mean, I know that's crazy, but I think we could pull it off. And I edit this part out because I don't want people to steal this idea. I'm just kidding. No, but
or maybe we do. we want people to steal the idea and then try it out first, so we don't look like idiots.
I mean, I've been thinking about like crazy stuff like that, like triple threat matches, like 3 guys in there, go, last
Yeah.
man standing.
3 man in, 1 man out.
What?
You know what? You know what the military does is they throw in like tasers.
Oh yeah.
So, well, like I think one person might have a taser, the other person has a fake taser.
Mhm.
So you have to defend, and we can get like Tim Kennedy. Have you ever seen his video of they have a guy with like a fake knife go up against him, and he's like controlling him and not getting stabbed?
Yep.
So maybe like a real life, you know, one guy's got a taser, the other guy's got a fake knife or something like that, or they both have tasers. Who knows? Could get crazy.
Man, like I'm thinking. My mind's been on this stuff lately. That's where I've been real like spacey and out there this week, thinking about different angles. But man, there's some really cool stuff coming up. We got Third Coast Grappling 4 in less than 3 weeks. It's the biggest we've done. I mean, our main card is just really getting out there and really starting to get the circulation. And with Flow Grappling about to start kicking in their engine, us about to release some really cool content. This is the card of the year to this point. I mean, I'm not just being biased. I mean, I will stack Third Coast Grappling 4 up against anything I've ever seen, to be honest with you.
And with our rule set, it you know
Guaranteed action.
pushes a lot of submissions. So
I mean, if you look at some of those like high level guys that are on the event, I mean, you just don't see it, and they all have angles to them, like Mike Perez and Wagner, like that. There's just so many good different angles that it's exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I guess let's get into you know what's ahead in 2020.
what do we got? So I guess we can first start with our events. So what events we got?
So we've got coming up 3CG4 March 14th. Kids 2 tickets went on sale today.
Nice.
And there's been a really big demand already. So Kids 2 Warehouse Live, it's going to be the biggest kids event of all time. I mean, we started kind of the process with kind of the way we saw it. And now there's events coming up everywhere. Like there's like, I was looking on the internet today and I saw 3 kid super fight events coming up. And I'm like, you know, I get kind of bent out of shape about it because I'm a competitive guy. And I'm like, I don't want people copying my crap. Like if we got to go out and innovate and be original and give credit to people when we were inspired, why doesn't everybody else? You can't just like take something and be like, oh, look, I'm innovating until somebody else says something.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't even be doing grappling if somebody didn't copy something that
like the
somebody
Japanese
else.
got copied by the Brazilians, and the Brazilians.
I mean,
and then Keenan copied the Brazilians, and then it just been the circle of life.
Innovation starts at starts at doing at something somebody else did or innovated on, right? So everything's built on top of what somebody else built.
Yeah, I talked with Seth today from Fight to Win, and we was talking because he always gives me shit. He's like copycats because he basically says that you know, because he created the industry in a way, you know, like Metamoris is more like what I first saw. Like I saw Metamoris and then EBI were like my first like exposure to.
Well, even EBI was more tournament style.
Yeah, and that was more like my exposure to professional grappling, and then Fight to Win didn't really come around until I started training, and they came to Houston that time. I think it was the Harvey event that they did here, and I got to go see it, and I was like, man, these guys, this is really a really cool format, and I took, you know, a lot of inspiration. I was always thought like, wow, this is, you know, like the gold standard. And so as far as like going out and copying people, I'll always give, you know, props to the people that came out, like Seth and these guys that put their balls out there and built an industry. And all we're trying to do is innovate and change and make it better for everybody, make more money, grow the sport, bring more eyeballs on it. And that's good for Fight to Win. That's good for us. It's good for everybody. So
yeah, all ships rise in the harbor.
So, you know, I talked with him, you know, over some of that type of stuff. And he basically just said, you just got to sit back and let him fail and, you know, let it run its course. And nothing you can really do about it. People are gonna steal your stuff, and you can take it as a form of flattery and move on.
Right.
You know, so I think that's good. But after the Kids too,
we got called out for using people's photos and stuff when we first started. But I mean, what did we know?
And then we found, and Seth was used. It was like we got called out for like you know, Seth was being Seth with us early on, and I guess we used like a photo or something of Mike Columbus.
That one of the athletes gave us. Too.
Yeah, athletes gave us like a Mike Columbus photo. I didn't know who the fuck what that was. So he sends it, and like our flyer comes up, and I get like a "Hey bro" from like Mike Columbus is like, "Hey bro, like
Don't use my shit.
Don't be using my shit. I'm gonna, we can take legal action. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, there's no need for all that. Like, we'll get it fixed. And it was like, okay, now they can go back to mean girling me, and we'll go down the road. So it came out. It was probably a few months ago.
That was before we even had an event. So we were literally nobodies.
Yeah. So I get it. I mean, whatever. But like, it came up like a few months ago. Our VP of media, Hassana, she was like, why is our picture being used on a Fight to Win flyer? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, she sends it to me, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, me and Seth are cool. I'm not gonna, but I sent it to him, and Seth was super cool, man. He was like, I'll pay you for it. I'll do this. My bad. I'll tell you. And I was like, dude, don't worry about it. But it was just more of a, kind of thing. Yeah. But people are gonna copy. People are gonna do this. People are gonna, like Kasai, for instance. Kasai used our own music from our highlight videos that we had released like months ago. They used that same music on their own like promotional videos for the last event. So I'm kind of like, cool guys. Like, I mean,
we use stock music.
Yeah,
like, we didn't invent the music. So
well, that music actually was a little different. So the one that we did use.
Well, they found it too somewhere. Whatever we found
in our highlight video.
I don't think they. I don't think they recorded our highlight video. So
they were watching it and they saw how impressive it was, and they were like, "I want that music.
I want that music for our promo music."
Nah, I like, man. When we came in this industry, I wanted to swing on everybody. I didn't care. I was ready to fight everybody. Like that's just kind of my mentality when I came in, because man, like people in this business, you have to go out there and get your respect, because there's guys that have been doing this for a long time. Not only do you have like the black belts that have been in the game like 20, 30 years, and then the promoter's been in the game for 5, 6 years, and all these other people that have kind of been like in the industry. I think the most profound thing that somebody said to me was that you have to learn to be the rock in the stream and not worry about what anybody else is doing. Like, you just got to go out there, put your stake in the ground, sit there, throw your shows, do your events, and do the best you can, and just let everything else just flow around you.
So what we're looking at in 2020, is it a softer, nicer Ryan, or is it a ranty, fighting Ryan?
I think the ranty fighting Ryan's gonna always be there, because I know I'm definitely trying to be a little more composed, because like I said, we deal with kids, we deal with that. We're about to have some big corporate sponsors possibly in the loops and stuff, and I can't be out there doing my worst Dana White impression yet.
Dana White ain't got nothing on you when it comes to social media.
Wait till I get 1 million followers, and then all bets are off. No, I'm just kidding. But it is what it is, man. I'm just being me. Like, yeah, I was telling Zach about this. I'm like, dude, I can go out there and post a picture of my kid and me, and it's like 30, 40 likes or whatever. And then I'll go out there and rant about something. It's like 230.
Yeah, because the internet's full of trolls.
They like it. Or it's just entertaining. Like, when I read stuff like that, I get fired up. Like, I'm like, yeah, fuck these guys. No, but yeah, it's definitely going to be.
You see that all the time with people. People put on their like armor and to go to battle on Twitter every day for politics or social issues. I mean, whatever. And it's like, the internet doesn't have to be this like toxic place where everyone's just shitting on everybody else.
No, I agree. Like Reddit gets really bad about that. Like, if
dude, YouTube comments are the worst.
Yeah,
like, I think that's the where you're getting like the scum of the scum like comments.
Man,
right?
it gets like, if you look in like, the worst is like CNN and Fox News comments. Like, if you read those comment threads on Facebook, like I'll wake up in the morning, and one of the first things I'll do is read the news, Drudge Report or whatever, and then I'll look at the comments, and I'm like, this is very entertaining. I could do it for an hour. Like, these people are crazy.
But like, everybody's so angry on the internet, so of course the most traction you're gonna get is putting anger out there, and people are gonna be like, I hate too.
Yeah,
so it's like, people aren't liking your kid and your wife photos, but it comes down to what you want to present yourself. And
and all my friends and people that know me in real life, they know how I am. Like, I'll give the shirt off my back. I'll do whatever I can to help anybody, but it's just part of being a promoter. It's promoting. It's literally promoting a product, a brand, and to do that,
but also ranting is
demoting as well.
So that's not promoting.
Yeah, that's why I've got to try to find a way to balance
promote more than demote,
or use a more positive spin to my rants. Like, if I want to rant for like opioid epidemic awareness month or something, like rant for something positive. Like, so. Or just not rant, or just rant on the podcast.
Rant against the government. And
Rant
people love
against
that.
the machine. Yeah, I can always start making Donald Trump posts again. I think I lost like 100 followers over that. Every time I post our friend Ben made a poster early on with like Donald Trump on there. It says making grappling great again.
Oh, yeah, we even have a hat, a MAGA hat, but it's make grappling great again on our website.
Yeah,
I think only like 2 people bought it, but
they're styling though.
it's still on there. If you want it,
But
go
no,
get it.
But coming up after the kids, sorry, we got a little off track there, but May 2nd qualifiers, we're going to do purple belt men, 180 and below in the gi, and blue belt women, 160 and below. No, and then we're going to have some super fights like always. Winners of the brackets are going to the big show. Winner of the super fights are going to the big show, but on the undercard. So it's a great opportunity. If you want to know how to get onto Third Coast Grappling, you fight in these events. You travel out here, you do it, you apply, and you show that you can do more than just compete. And that's kind of been my thing lately that I've been kind of involved in is I don't want athletes that are just going to show up and compete. I want athletes that are going to come out, sell their event, go the extra mile, the extra step. Like we did a video shoot at Gracie Baja West Chase for 3CG4. It wasn't mandatory or anything, but we had set up a pretty good situation where we can get some of these athletes that are coming up or these pro fighters or athletes coming up some content that they could use, to help them out with other promotions and just something cool to do. And man, we had a low turnout.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me realize people are only going to do what they're going to do. And, but when it comes to athletes, we don't have any shortage of athletes. And Zach will tell you more than anything, I remember everything. So it's going to be one of those things where it's like, you're going to ask to compete for me next time. I'm going to be like, well, you only sold 4 tickets. You didn't come to the video shoot.
Right.
You didn't post hardly anything on social media. I'm like, sorry, man. Even win or loss, I probably won't want to work with you again.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, we're basically hiring contractors. And if the contractor just does the job, then we might just hire them back. But if they do an excellent job and show that we want to keep working with them, then you're going to continue working with that contractor.
And you may even give them a great review to another promotion and this and that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
It all extends out. It's like, how many times have we talked about the Tackett's and the Cody to other promoters too?
all the time.
Like, oh my God, these guys are great to work with. They're the best.
And that's where like Cody got his EBI opportunity off of his DJ Jackson.
Or
win.
even, you talking to Mo about certain people and getting opportunities to go to ADCC. I mean, the influence can spread, and your value that you bring does not just come into the
win or loss
5 minutes or 7 minutes that you're competing. It comes into, are you at the rules meeting? Are you
exactly?
Are you showing up on time? Are you weighing in on time? Or we have to wait for you to turn in your money? Are you all of that goes into who you're representing as your product.
Because you're a brand. At the end of the day, just like we're a brand, as an athlete, if you're asking somebody to pay you money to compete, you're a brand as well. And you need to represent yourself that way, because I can go get any random blue belt or purple belt off the street to come compete for us. But we don't want any random blue or purple belt. We want people that are going to come in, they're going to sell their match. They're going to, they're going to reach out to their network and get them excited about it. And they're going to train hard, and they're going to fight hard. And then they're not going to make excuses if they lose, and they're not going to cause a scene if they win, and they're going to just be good people. You want a good example? Look at Pedro Mourinho. He's a little out there. He's a little
for us a lot.
He's a little out there, and he likes to jaw a little bit, but he's like the best. He's been the best to work with. Yeah. And he's an ADCC vet. I mean, he's accomplished a lot.
Jordan Holly, another one.
Jordan's great. Yeah. We got that coming up May 2nd, next qualifiers. So if you want to fight for us, there's your ticket. After May 2nd, we got May 23rd, which is 3CG versus the UK, which is looking up to be.
Hit us. Let us know if you're traveling out there for that event.
You should come. It's almost in the summer. It's spring. Like Zach technically, corrected me earlier, but
my wife did that. She was like, "Does Ryan know that it's not summer in May?" And I'm like, "Probably not. I didn't think I know that either." But.
Well, my birthday's in June, so I'm always thinking that that's almost summertime, because that's like time people get out of school and all that stuff for summer break. Like it's usually around that time.
But
so
it's not summer.
I'm not a fucking scientist, so like
can't count to 6. Doesn't know his calendar.
It's whatever.
It's
I know matchmaking. I
I
know throwing good shows.
I blame the Android, but
no, I blame. Never mind. Your simplicity is blamed to your cell phone, your iPhone.
Oh yeah, That's a good insult.
I'm just saying. I hope that one stung. Take it with you. All right, but yeah, we're going into the UK. Our guys at Grapple Fest actually have a great event going on this weekend. Man, they've got some
Andrew or Adam Wiz
or Wardzinski versus John Blank, another ADCC vet, and the Rotolos are fighting Ash Williams and Dante Leone.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
The Dante one, that's the one I'm looking forward to. So check it out, guys. Grapple Fest. I think it'll be on the daytime on Saturday or Friday. I can't remember what day, but Grapple Fest 8. Flow Grappling, just check it out. There's going to be some great matches. And they're also our partners for 3CG versus the UK. And we've got some other match announcements that are going to come out the other side of of this event this weekend about the rest of that card. And we're excited, to be doing some groundbreaking stuff. That's what we set out to do.
So what we got planned for the summer? Or do I need to let you know the months?
So the summer, we're going into June now. June 13th is our next 3CG. It'll be 3CG 5. Moving into June 14th, which will be our Kids 3 event. So we're going to start piggybacking them together, making it kind of like a
same
like a fight
same
weekend,
stage,
like an international fight week UFC thing. Like we'll do surround it with seminars and cool little events for the kids and the adults, and just it'll be a good mix, with the kids being able to mingle with the high level competitors. High level competitors will still be in town, come watch the kids. It's just kind of a cool moment to where they'll get to see some of their heroes that are watching them compete.
Right.
So I think just mixing it that way is going to be a lot.
We got a Saturday, Sunday there in June.
In July, I'm working on some stuff right now for what to do in July. I'm still kind of up in the air. I got some options.
Should be a good rest month.
I'm thinking. I want to work though, so I'm thinking about what to do. But going into August, we're going into
recoup.
Yeah, going into August, we're gonna have another qualifiers event around that time. And then I think it's August 11th. I can't remember. But and then moving after that, we got August 29th, which will be Third Coast Grappling versus LA, which is Third Coast Dracolino versus Eddie Bravo, which is Southeast United States versus the West Coast, which is the Best Coast versus the Third Coast. We're going to find out a lot of things. The format's getting more and more solid.
I mean the Gold Coast, not the Best Coast.
Whatever coast. It's the Third Coast or no coast. I don't care.
Yeah, but you just said that the West Coast was the Best Coast.
Did I?
Yeah, you said the
Can
Best
you
Coast
edit that part out,
versus the Third Coast.
Just edit that part out. Sorry, guys. If this is still in here,
Did you hear that too?
Hey, if this is still in the podcast, just know Zach is no longer with us.
I didn't hear that. I'm still trying to figure out how he fucks up a calendar.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. But yeah, we're going into August 29th. That's going to be a landmark event for us, I think. We're going to do it super exclusive. We're going to do it at the legendary Fonda Theater in Los Angeles, right on Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, iconic acts like the Rolling Stones and like some of the biggest names in music.
We're going to have the Rolling Stones fight. Mick Jagger versus...
do it for Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler? That'd be a good one.
I think Steven Tyler knows karate. Have you seen some of his like moves when he's like performing?
Does he have like Elvis moves?
Well, he kicks pretty good. Like he seems pretty limber. So I don't know. He
No,
looks like an
it should
old.
be, a good one would be Keith Richards versus Mick Jagger. They hate each other, right?
Maybe they can like both use like vampire stakes so they can like kill each other.
Mick Jagger runs he boxes. I think Mick Jagger boxes and runs like 10 miles a day or something.
Well,
like
I
that.
got like
70.
I got down the rabbit hole on Rolling Stones recently because I was looking at concert videos from the Fonda just to kind of conceptualize how we'll do our thing. And man, I forgot how good the Rolling Stones were, man. God, like it's
one of the best of all time.
Wild Horses and all that. Like, man, I was like, God.
Have you seen like concert where he's like running up the stairs over here, then run down, running up the stairs?
No, I just forgot how good they are because I haven't really. I've grown to more appreciate them as I've gotten older. Same with the Beatles and stuff like that. Like younger, I was more into like hip hop and like super like metal, Metallica, Pantera, Dick Rock, Shinedown, Papa Roach, that type of stuff. So indie rock, but yeah, it's coming into August, I'm excited.
So you're saying Dick Punch is not as good as the Rolling Stones?
Dick Punch? Five-finger Dick Punch? I don't know. They've got some really good guitar solos.
There's not even in the same ballpark.
No, it's not even close.
You guys heard of Nickelback? They're really good.
Yeah, Nickelback.
This is why Oliver doesn't have a mic.
Nickelback's got that Rockstar song. It's like their only good song.
Sorry, guys.
He just ruined the song.
After August, we've got September 12th and 13th, another 3CG6, Kids 4, and then we're rolling into October, which is looking to be Third Coast versus the East Coast. So we're coming up on deciding the venue. We got some time, but it's looking like Jersey. It's looking like I want Pinna versus Gordon 3. I could show you on my phone, the group chat I have with Felipe.
I think you already posted it. So
No, I've never done any
you
of that.
did. Yeah.
No. What are you talking about?
You did stories.
You're full of shit.
I swear.
That's not what we're talking about here. No, but with with the chat, it's like it's in there, and like I send like a message every few days, like, hey guys, let's get this rule thing, because the hang up right now is Gordon wants like no time limit, sub only. Felipe's like, I'm not that kind of fighter. I'm a gi fighter, half time. Let's do a mixed rules, and Gordon's like, well,
it's settle it. Third Coast Grappling rules.
would you like to read what I said?
Yeah,
and I
it's like,
said Homolo's in the chat as well, so I was like, why don't we just do Third Coast Grappling rules? Gordon, you've never competed in them. Neither has Felipe, and I think they're the best. So
Yeah,
so that's where we're at. But Gordon keeps sending a screenshot every time where Felipe agreed, like back in June, that he would do a time limit sub only, and it's just petty right now. I think eventually I'll get the walls broken down. Money talks, and I think we'll make it happen. If anybody's gonna make the match, it's gonna be us. I've got the commitment from Felipe, and I got the commitment from Gordon with our last contract. So, we'll see. That's one I definitely want to see in October, but I haven't messed with November, December. Of course, December we'll close it out in Houston with a big end of the year show. And I think we're going to bring our Grapple Fest friends out. We're going to have a British invasion for Christmas. So, so we'll see. But yeah, guys, we're going to move on.
The Redcoats are coming.
We're going to move on into our Making the Match segment, which is kind of fun. We got to know Mr. Meregali pretty well, throughout this whole process. But the initial matchup was Nicholas Meregali versus Keenan Cornelius. Like, we had that match, we had it booked, everything, and then they had to go
IBJJF.
Then they had to go to the fucking IBJJF and fight for free, and for nothing. I mean, it broke my heart.
And Leandro Lowe's got to hurt Keenan for no reason.
Exactly. So we had the rematch. Like, I think our event was the week after Worlds, so it was like
it was lined up.
It was lined up perfectly, and then Keenan got his rib hurt But that was amazing, like 10 or 12 advantages Meregali had or something against Keenan. It was crazy. But we had that
Well,
match.
and what about they had that break? Like, they had like a 10-minute break where they were trying to fix the TV or something like that.
It was the most bullshit thing I've ever seen in my life.
And so Meregali caught his win back, but to Keenan's defense, he said, I got a chance to catch my breath back too, because I was super tired as well.
So, I mean, it's still, that kind of break in a competition. I mean, we know just from training, like a 10-minute break in between rounds, like you get cold, like your body starts to feel different. So I bet that definitely wasn't a factor. But so we had that match, and the week of fight week, Keenan can't do it. So I'm left scrambling, and I'm like, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Professor Opiano reaches out, and he's like, hey, Cyborg's available if you need somebody. So I'm like, bet, let's make that happen. So we
already had like Victor Dorion. We had
some Fight Sports guys.
Yeah, we also had Wagner.
Wagner.
So we had Fight Sports guys. So he was probably already coming anyways.
Yeah. So it worked out perfectly. And Cyborg came in, put up a great fight in the gi with Meregali, but she eventually
damn loop choke.
That loop choke was brutal, bro.
If he would have listened to Keenan's advice on how to get, which he did, escape out of it twice during Worlds.
Yeah.
As soon as he feels like it's coming in, rolled like an alligator out of there, and it worked.
But it was a great moment for us. I mean, that was a really high level match to be on our stage, and I think that's really what brought us out. But what a lot of people don't know behind the scenes is, like Meregali's he's a really cool guy, really a little cocky, but I mean he's super nice, super cool. He was good to us, but us bringing a new promotion. I don't know if it was for tax purposes or whatever, but he's like, hey guys, I need to get cash for my payout. So
I was like, it's Houston, right? You're gonna be walking around with cash.
So I'm not gonna tell you how much it was, but it was a
significant amount.
I'm talking over $10,000 we had lined up in cash, and it was like, I don't think he like almost expected it, but like when Zach hands it to him, he's like, I don't know. It was a cool moment to be like, hey, like, look, in all the world with all these like shiesty promotions and these people that are not paying their fighters and Metamorphoses and all that still fresh in people's mind, it was cool to be like, here's a duffel bag full of a shitload of money. We're always going to pay you guys. We're always going to do our part.
Yeah.
And it kind of like...
They allowed us to take him to Whataburger.
And I have pictorial evidence, which depending on if he tries to, to highball me on these matchmaking
patty melt in your face
endeavors, I'm gonna post Meregali eating a patty melt. So, If
According to him, it never happened.
but I have the pictures. That's not photoshopped either. He was really enjoying it. So no, but
How can you not?
But no, Meregali came out. He was here for a little bit longer. We got to go to lunch with him.
Like stayed with our fighter relations.
Yeah, we stayed with Lisa, and like me and Lisa took him out to go eat sushi. It was a good time, and the guy really
He's got a good business mind too. He definitely wants to make a.
he knows his brand.
Yeah, he wants to make some money. That's for sure.
And he's got the
Well
looks.
on his way.
Yeah, he's got the looks. He's got the skill, and we look to do some more good business with Mr. Meregali. But yeah, guys, that's that match right there was crazy. We went from Meregali Keenan, hyped up, best match ever, losing the Keenan match the week of. Cyborg steps in short notice, and it just kind of just catapulted us, further down the road.
Yeah, and Flow Grappling had a really good video.
Oh, the
that
content was great.
They
Yeah.
put on that too. So if you have Flow Grappling account, go check it out. If you don't, get a subscription because you're gonna want to watch our next match, and watch our previous ones too. And
Yeah.
the content that came out from that.
Yeah, the content was definitely good, and I think we've got some of those guys coming down next week to shoot some stuff for 3CG4. So we're excited for that. So, but yeah, guys, that's all I got. I'm gonna let Zach wrap it up. You got anything? Want to run through anything?
You got anything you're working on jiu-jitsu wise?
Well, I mean, me and Zach both have the Houston Open coming up. Where we're gonna do a little jiu-jitsu tournament.
If you read Ryan's rant this morning,
I deleted it. It didn't happen.
he's back in the. He's back in the
I'm back.
tournament.
So all you purple belts in my division,
The one guy.
I hope I keep you up at night scrolling through my Instagram and seeing my
I
vicious.
only got one guy in mine too, so we'll see.
Isn't that kind of silly though? Like, how are you I get the prestige with it, but like you won a one-person division, like, cool
Or lost.
or lost, but what's the point to it? Like, how is that so prestigious that you beat one person to be a world champion? Or
The prestige comes from the eye of the beholder. It's most people would say Houston Open is not prestigious.
the Houston Mundials Open?
Some people will say that only Worlds and Pans count. So who are you saying that it's less or more prestigious? Because that guy.
I would say in general, like,
Well, that one guy could be a world champion. It really every division is going to be different.
I'm just saying in comparison to ADCC and other tournaments, you see where guys are having to fight 2, 3, 4 times, or you see some of these giant blue belt divisions or purple belt divisions.
Go to
And he's got,
ADCC where it's fair then.
Like, that's where I see the more prestige, the more fights you have to go through.
Well, guess what?
It's correlates
ADCC,
with.
let me break it to you, buddy. ADCC is more prestigious than the Houston Open.
Are you sure?
I hate to break it to you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
I don't know. You see how nice like the IBJJF medals have been getting, and you get a free shirt. ADCC, you had to pay for the shirt.
The athletes did?
Yeah, you saw the line of people that were buying shirts at the
None
last
of them were
ADCs.
athletes.
But the point I'm saying is, with our
they
$200
get
registration fee with the
They
IBJJF,
get badass belts or medals too.
but do they get participation medals? That's something IBJJF does give. very
No,
well.
because I've definitely been to an IBJJF tournament where I did not get any medal.
I did though. I was in a 4-person division, and I was like the second. I lost my
But
first
did
fight.
you win any? I don't.
I
think,
lost my first fight.
I think
and
if you lost all of your matches, you should not get a medal.
I agree. I throw them right in the trash as soon as I get off the
If-
stage. I throw them right in the
if
trash.
you won but then lost your second, and then
That's you have a little clout behind that.
yeah, you know, like my my last Houston Open, the spring, and the absolute, I won my first one, lost my second one, and so I ended up tying third place. So yeah, I won a match. I felt good about it.
That's the difference is the winning. Like, you can't go out there
the guy
and
I
lose.
lost to ended up winning gold. So like,
But you can't go out there and lose a match and stand up there and be proud of a medal that you didn't
No,
earn. And people do that. It's
well,
really bizarre.
It's really because for some people, even getting out there competing is the victory. So you got to. Everybody's different. You
Yeah,
can't.
I know.
Can't be like, oh, you shouldn't celebrate that. That medal you got. But like, for some people, it takes a lot of courage to just get out there in front of people and compete.
No, I agree.
So
it
it really comes down to the person.
I'm not saying about them. I'm saying the people that go onto social media to intentionally deceive their friends and family that don't know any. Oh, I took third, but then you know that they didn't win any fights, and they're just out there fronting
that
on
might be
social
all
media.
they got, man.
And hey, more power to them. I'm just saying it's funny. It's fucked up. And when I was a white belt, I used to fucking do mental gymnastics. Like, I would get the participation third, and I'd be like, well, that motherfucker got submitted faster than I did. So technically, I'm the real third place.
So you hate it
And
because you were
I would-
guilty of it.
I was guilty. Yeah, of course. I'm not going to sit here and act like I was better than that. Like I rationalized it. I was like, man, but I would never like front like I earned it or whatever. But it was just one of those things. Like I hated losing so much that in order to soften the blow, I was like, well, that guy, you saw him over there get submitted in like 10 seconds and you lasted like 30. So, you're improving.
Jiu-jitsu math.
So dumb.
As long as you don't go over 6, you'll.
Well, hey guys, that's episode number 6.
6.
We roll into number 7 next week. We should have more special guests rolling through as we have leading up to 3CG4. So once again, thank you to our special guest, Nicky Rod. He, he's a beast, man. We're excited to have him out for. He's come out to visit and come to hang out before, but he's never competed for us. So
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
Small mat, big guys, should be fun.
Yeah.
Out.
Later.
Let's get started. So what's up? Hey guys, this is Ryan with Third Coast Grappling. I'm here with my partner Zach. We've got the Black Belt Slayer, Nicky Rodriguez, in the house. How's it going, man?
Yes, sir. What's happening, guys?
Not much, man. So we got a little something coming up in a few weeks with you and with Pat Downey, which I guess is it's kind of a rematch. I mean, I know you guys are boys, train together, and it's one of those things. But he has that one on you from Hughes #1. It kind of gives you a shot to get some redemption, kind of on our side of the fence. So how you feeling about that? What are you thinking? Predictions, stuff like that.
It's gonna be a fight, man. I'm looking forward to just kind of get my hands on him and toy with him a little bit. Honestly, I think it's gonna be pretty easy for me. Pretty much plan on doing whatever I want to him. Take him down when I want. Maybe some front head stuff. Maybe I'll play some legs. Get to the back. I have many options now, so it's gonna be a scrap. It's gonna be a hard fight. I know he's gonna come at me, with all he can, but it's gonna be a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are sleeping on it. They don't know, but they're gonna know. This is like my low key fight of the night right here because I know the type of energy both you guys get. He's not gonna back up. You're not gonna back up. So I mean, it's gonna be like 2 freight trains coming at each other.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm looking forward to it.
So, not to give away too much information, but are you training any differently compared to how you trained for your first match with him?
No, not really. I mean, we're doing more. I'm pretty much just doing jiu-jitsu like 5-6 days a week, and then I still wrestle, once or twice a week. So yeah, just same thing. No changes.
Nice.
Right on. So you got with that match coming up. I know I've been talking with your manager a little bit, and we kind of got a little deal worked out for the next next 3 fights. So who's somebody you want to see? Maybe we got you in the UK with with Lucas Barbosa. It's gonna be awesome. And then in June 13th is our next real big 3CG event. Who's out there? Wrestler, grappler, UFC guy? Like who do you want to? Yeah. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulty there. Your volume on your side just came up like 8 million%, and it was like Nicky Rod and HD times 10. But I think we're good now. But yeah, I mean that's going to be good. So with the UK match coming up, you've been over there a few times with Polaris, right?
I'll be out there heavyweight tournament as well, so I'm busy there.
Right on, man. Yeah, it's exciting. This is our first time. I mean, we're kind of coming out as like the first American grappling promotion to ever go over, across the pond and doing something like this. So I think, I don't think Gordon's ever been over there, and I think, bringing you out. And then I think the match we haven't announced yet is Edwin Najmi and Dante Leon. We're gonna announce that. Yeah, that'll be the number 3 on there. So we're. Yeah, so we should be announcing that one soon. But, I mean, tell us, I guess, what's next for you? Are you just looking at the next ADCC? Or are you just trying to just compete as much as possible, build your brand? I mean, like, what's your goals these days? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm just competing as much as possible, honestly. Training every day, and then I have tons of competitions and seminars and stuff coming up. But yeah, I get you guys with versus Pat Downey. I have Polaris. I think I have a fight to win signed, or maybe not yet, but in the talks. But hey, I have a bunch of stuff, man. I can get a call, tomorrow to compete on the weekend. So it's sometimes it's the last minute matches, and sometimes it's planned out. So I take whatever comes. It's all good. It's all fun to me, man. I think the best way to gain true experience is through competition.
So,
Yeah, you seem to be having a lot of rematches lately too, with Cyborg, Vinny, and now Pat. And you're still not losing to these guys. So what do you think they're not changing how they're approaching going at you, or what?
No, I think just they're all these guys are kind of stagnant, like they're stuck in their rut. You know what I mean? Nobody's really changing or evolving. But me every couple of weeks, I'm learning something new, and I'm getting really good at things really fast. So yeah, the guy that I am today is going to be the guy that I am 2 months from now. It's going to be a completely different animal, more technical, and just overall better.
yeah, I mean, it seems like the game plan these days is if you have a match with Nicky Rod, you just come out and sit guard immediately. Like nobody wants to stand with you. It's like some of these
Except Luke Rockhold. Rockhold didn't pull guard.
Nah, Luke Rockhold, well, he was all American male right there. He brought it. I was impressed with Luke.
They got bad body slam too.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, but he brought it, bro. I was really impressed with Luke, like the pace he was able to bring. Like I just respect him for showing up like that.
Well, and he trains with Khabib too, because Khabib trains out of AKA.
Yeah.
So he's got some good wrestling rounds in there.
Yeah, I'm sure he does good in other places, but he just had absolutely no success in our match.
No, no.
In defense or offense.
But it's funny, like he's turning like these 20-year black belts or 10-year black belts into guard players that have traditionally always been pressure passers, top playing games. They paid.
Cyborg stands with everybody else, man.
And he comes out and pulled guard right on you, and that's another thing. Like that Kasai match, man. Like it really threw me off because just because Vinny got hurt, automatically he got a bye. They should have had you guys run it back.
I didn't get that at all. Like you dominated that.
Yeah, they counted his fucking bye, his default win as better criteria than my submission victory.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Confusing.
Yeah,
Everybody wanted to see you in the finals, so
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have went against him again just to prove the point.
and that's what they should have done. They should have had you and Cyborg run it back.
their
And-
third match, third time in a
They
row.
should have.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna pull out injuries, if they're making up rules as they go like they did,
Well,
why
when-
not make up that rule?
When you have that amount of money on the line, or any money on the line, like you got to have it to where there's a definite winner, and it's I think it's fair, because
Yeah.
otherwise technicalities and you lose out on thousands of dollars.
And-
Like this is people's lives.
and then between you and I, if it was a referee's decision, Nicky Rod Cyborg, Nicky Rod won that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
in every way.
So it was, instead of going to that draw rule, which I hate. Like we've had other organizations we've seen that do the if there's no winner, then it's just a draw for both. Like, why am I even putting on an event if I don't have a definitive winner or loser? Like you need to have the rules in place that allow for that. With so much at stake.
Very true.
So
Yeah, this ain't boxing.
yeah, so let's talk about, I guess, Pat Downey versus Gordon's this weekend. What do you think about that? With the whole, how do you see that going?
It's interesting, man, because Gordon's a lot of people sleep on his wrestling skills. I mean, he's game, man. He can scrap on the feet. But Pat Downey is a world class wrestler. Just like there's levels to jiu-jitsu, there's levels to wrestling.
Yeah.
So obviously he's going to be outclassed on the feet, but I think the way they approach like their opponents in a very smart and tactical way, it's going to be difficult in any rule set. So I'd expect it's going to be hard to take and keep Gordon down, even for Pat Downey. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing Gordon put on some wrestling shoes, even possibly singlet. That'd be
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty epic. Yeah, I was giving Gordon some crap. I was like, man, $19.99. I was like, only if you promise to get body slammed like you did against Bo Nickel, I'll pay it. I was like, then we'll pay it. But no, I'm looking forward to it too. I'm gonna watch it, of course. I like the Fanatics guys; they're good people. So got to support what they're doing. But yeah, Do you see it maybe playing out like Bo Nickel versus Gordon did, where they're kind of real tactical on the feet, and then I mean they're doing a freestyle match and then a jiu-jitsu, like pure jiu-jitsu match, right?
I think they're doing jiu-jitsu first and then freestyle.
So yeah, it's
and I think they're gonna. I think honestly, Pat Downey's just gonna go after him. I don't think he's gonna be as cautious as Bo Nickel is. Bo Nickel's style is he's more of a technical wrestler, and Pat Downey's technical, but he's more of a go-getter. He wants to chase down,
Pushes the pace.
Push the pace, get the points right.
But what happens? What happens if Gordon wins in the jiu-jitsu and Pat wins in the wrestling? Will everybody be like, yeah, no duh? Like, why isn't there like some kind of like rule set in there that kind of makes it fair in between both? I don't get that.
I mean, they could. I mean, what's kind of the middle ground is ADCC. It's a takedown and keep down rule set. So that's really the middle ground. But I think it's just more to see like which style blends into which style better. Like, does wrestling translate to jiu-jitsu better, or does jiu-jitsu translate to wrestling better? Or is it the same? Because you really do have two world-class guys. Guys are on the top of their game in their weight classes. So. It's going to be. I think there's just going to be a lot of eyes on it. It's going to be fun.
Well, but yeah, before, I mean, as like actually right now, you have a lot more wrestlers that transition into MMA because that's where the money is right now. But with more promotions like Third Coast Grappling coming up, where there's opportunity for jiu-jitsu athletes to make money as a living, and Gordon, you're showing that you can make a living through jiu-jitsu. Do you think there's going to be more wrestlers that don't go the MMA route and go I can focus on jiu-jitsu instead of getting punched in the face and start making money and build and grow the sport over here?
For sure, I definitely think that's going to be what's to come. I think this next ADCC trials is going to be stacked with a bunch of wrestlers from around the world, especially in the U.S. I know myself. I've had tons of DMs from wrestlers.
You're like carrying that flag for them right now?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I have tons of college wrestlers that have DM'd me and said that I'm training a little bit of jiu-jitsu now, and after wrestling season, I'm just give the trials a shot. And man, honestly, it's the best way to do it. You kind of have this like direct route to essentially the Olympics of jiu-jitsu. Like no other sport where you can kind of just sign up and hop in the Olympic trials,
right?
Essentially, and go to if you win it, just as a regular person, just fucking end up in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So, I think it's awesome that an organization like ADCC can give that normal guys just opportunity like that to compete.
Yeah, it's in like with the ADCC. I talked to Mo about it. I mean, the expansion this year with the trials, they're doing them in Brazil, like 2 in Brazil. They're doing, and I think that's just going to bring in more and more high level athletes, like you said. I mean, these guys. There's some of these guys that'll go around and do the. You only did the East Coast trials, right? You didn't do all of them.
No, I did East and West.
Yeah, because I know there's guys that do them all. Like make the whole circuit, right? And
yeah, for sure.
So that's coming up early next year, right? It's the ADCC trials.
Yeah, it's a word. You can something like that.
Yeah, that'll be.
Guys that can do trials in Brazil and the U.S. Because of some technicalities.
I guess because it's a nationalistic thing. Like if you're Brazilian, you have to win the Brazilian trials. American, you have to win the American trials type thing. But so can Americans like go to the European trials? I wonder if that's like.
I don't think so.
Huh.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's cool. So I guess this past weekend you were busy, man. You had that the Substars thing. That was awesome, man. Like this, and like Roosevelt's no joke, man. Like he's a legit brown belt, and to see you come out and you just treated him like your woman. I mean, it wasn't even close.
I pretty much I told him that in the interview before the match. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go out there and literally do what I want to him. And that's what happened, man. It just shows that our systems, that we're training is we're just on a different level, man. We're more efficient. Well, personally, I'm more aggressive than all these guys, and they can't keep up with it, man. Even some of those guys that hop in the UFC cage and the MMA cage, they're just not used to somebody like me putting their hands on them.
So with that, I mean, is MMA in your future? Are you gonna keep the moneymaker protected and just keep doing jiu-jitsu? Like, what's going on?
I'm way too pretty for time in the cage, but dude, I'm making I'm making more than a lot of UFC fighters that I know and talk to.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah,
the
Gordon says
top
that.
the top UFC fighters make a lot of money, but after you get down to the after the top 5, they're not making crazy amount of money.
No.
They're scraping enough to where they can continue their full-time job being their dream, but that's not what you compare to some professional athletes that in baseball, football, the money sports, they're not making even what the backup kicker makes.
Yeah, and I think guys like Nicky are kind of the future. I mean, you do it all. You do the marketing, you show up, you fight hard. I mean, you do everything to promote. That's why it's so easy to want to work with you. I mean, there's no like question on if you're going to show up or if you're going to make it a fight. I mean, you always bring in it. Sometimes your opponents that are not willing participants. So I think it needs to be the matchup for sure. But so what else happened this weekend?
Well, I want to ask too about like, do you think with more no-gi and more kind of wrestlers coming in, that the whole kind of belt system will eventually almost go away when it comes to no-gi grappling?
I think. I think it'll always be around because of the whole IBJJF. Like that's a big deal to a lot of people. But what really matters in the realm of making money or making a name for yourself in the no-gi world is ADCC. And because there is no belt ranking, I mean, I just think that doesn't matter. There's many people many blue belts and purple belts I know that are better than a lot of black belts.
I saw a post by Victor Doria. He was talking about how it's kind of it's disrespectful for the the lower belts to say they want to fight a black belt, and I can see that maybe in the gi.
In the gi, yeah. I mean,
but when no gi, I think those lines are getting a little blurred now, more and more, especially when you have like guys like you were medaling in ADCC and beating black belts, very legends. That's. It's gonna be blurred even more.
Well, I mean, like with the gi, for instance, like there's the match that we had with Pedro Mourinho and Roberto Jimenez, and it was supposed to be in the gi. Well, Roberto got promoted to black belt, and so I get it. I get why he didn't want to do that anymore. Because I mean, you got a brown belt, you just got your black belt. Your first match would have been against a brown belt in the gi. You lose or something happens, you look stupid. So I get why they want to do that. But in no gi, it's like
you'll still have. I mean, I've seen Bill Cooper go up against Tynan, and
Bill Cooper. He's a great guy, but he's doing it for the money, man. I mean, he doesn't care about the belt color.
Yeah.
So yeah. So outside of the substars, man, like you just went in there like a knife through butter. It was quick, in and out, face crush. That was it.
What did you think?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Easy. I just simple knee slice, and he tried the turtle, took back right away. It was just easier. I'm more consistent in my attacks, and I'm more comfortable fully committing to the attacking the back and the subs. I've had some hesitation issues, like in ADCC. I felt like I had some things I could have done a little bit smoother or faster because of hesitation. I didn't fully commit to it, but now I don't care. I'm committed, and it's going well, man. I'm getting more subs because of this, just these slight adjustments that I'm making.
I love it when everybody's like, "Oh, you don't got to worry about Nicky Rod. He doesn't have any submissions. He's not going to submit nobody." And I think you've submitted like 2 or 3 of your last like 4 opponents, haven't you? Like you heel hooked what's his name, and then who else? Then Roosevelt. Who else?
That was it. That was it for this past few. But they're coming, man. I'm just getting better. Getting better every day.
So I guess we'll pivot to the submission underground. It was definitely eventually initially I was like, man, I don't know about these high level guys doing it for that amount of money, because that amount of money takes the fun out of it, makes it serious, makes everybody want it, so they might turn it into a game. So you went against Kyle Bam and Vinny Magalesh, who Vinny is like notoriously known for making bad fights. Like he can make like the most exciting fighters. He can just suck the life out of them and win. But I mean, he's a great guy. I like Vinny, and then Kyle, he's kind of an EBI specialist. So to me, the way I kind of like saw it play out was basically Vinny took it to overtime to give the EBI specialist Kyle the best chance to win. So and then they knew Craig wasn't going to come out. So it was kind of, I don't know. It was definitely not entertaining to watch, and you did your part, but I don't know. What's your thoughts on all that?
Yeah. The game plan was I go out there and pretty much try to pass guard, submit, and pull this guy, edge him towards our corner where we can enforce some different taps. Like me and Craig would rotate in and out throughout the match. Like I'll do 30 seconds, and then we'll tap out 30 seconds, and just to create scrambles to produce submissions. But Vinny just sat on his ass and really sat on Kyle's toes. So anytime I went forward or tried to attack and knee slice or anything like that, I'd be knee slicing and exposing my back directly to Kyle. And all you had to do to tap in Kyle was touch his foot with your foot or your hand. So it's not like you were announced the guy was getting tapped in. You just tap him and he hops on your back. So I'm not going to expose my back to this guy. And then at least like if we start from the middle, like we could have some sort of interaction that involves jiu-jitsu or fucking wrestling, not just sitting there separated from each other. So yeah, he just the ref tried to like stand us up and switch us, but even after trying to chase him down, just fucking crawled back to Kyle's corner and sat on his toes. So that was that, and went into overtime. And I turned around and Craig was like, "Hey," because originally the plan was, Craig goes in and takes overtime because he's just more experienced in that shit. I've been doing this shit for so long, and it's literally only my second ever EBI rules, and I fucking never practiced it. Anyway, so I turn around and Craig's like, "Hey, I don't feel too well. You should probably do it." I'm like, "All right, bro."
Oh man.
Yeah. I was like, "All right, no problem. Fuck it. I'll just go out there and fuck this guy up." Unfortunately, it didn't go that way, and he got out. He got out faster than I did. But Craig was sick. I give it to him though. He's a little beat up. It was just funny scenario. But on top of that, we had some issues with the refs.
Oh, the refs for sure, bro. Yeah.
Dude, before we start EBI overtime, right? This guy's Kyle's getting on my back, and he tells the ref, "Hey, his back's sweaty. You should
wipe
fix
it off."
I'm like, what the fuck? He grabs a towel, fucking wipes my back. I look at the ref, like, are you fucking serious, bro? What are you doing? I was in shock. I was like, this cannot be happening at a fucking event. And then it has the potential to be a really exciting and interesting match, like the tag team jiu-jitsu. I think you need the right kinds of athletes, ambitious athletes that want to go chase each other, just a slight adjustment of rules. You gotta figure this shit out.
And having them,
a ref that knows EV overtime. Me and Kyle were just like,
he was clueless, bro. I was like, this ref, man. Yeah, it was rough.
One time, we were scrambling, right? I was still completely on Kyle's back, and the ref just stopped it for no reason. I was like we were rolling, but I was glued to Kyle's back, and the ref just stopped it. We're like, what's happening? And he did it vice versa to Kyle, and we're just so fucking.
So when you had his leg trapped, right, with just that single lockdown on one side, or was that him?
I actually right. So I transitioned from back, and I get to a full armbar. Like I'm deep on the armbar, get ready to.
That was slick.
And the refs, as it's like the refs scream stop. So I assume this motherfucker taps, and then 2 seconds later he's like, "Go!" I'm like, "Bro, we're in overtime." So obviously, he slips his elbow, and I just get back in. It was fucking ridiculous. Besides that, the event itself is pretty dope. He has a bunch of cool superstars that compete. But
I dig his show. Yeah, I like Chell's event a lot. Like submission, we've done some tag team. You were there for our tag team match, so you saw how it went. So it's like, I think you have to keep it no black belts. You have to keep we use local people that we know are scrappy, that are fun, and you put them out there, and that's what you want to do. And if you're putting high level guys like you guys up there, you guys are going to get to the point to where you're going to fight just to win. It goes, if there's $25,000 on the line, you're not going to just go out there. Like you said, you were trying to knee cut. He was sitting on his partner. As soon as he gets tagged in, he's going to try and jump on your back. Why the risk isn't there for you with that kind of money on the line? So I don't know, man. I like the tag team stuff. I think it's a lot of fun. We got a kids tag team match, and then another co-ed tag team match on March 14th. So
what's up, man?
Yeah, they're fun, man. But yeah, it was definitely interesting to check that out. So I guess what's next for you? You got March 14th, you said, and then you said maybe a fight to win.
March 14th, and then go to the UK with you guys. I don't even know when that is.
May 23rd, yeah.
May 23rd, yeah.
Which is not the summer, by the way. That is
Yeah, it's
spring.
not gonna be good.
Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have stuff to share in my calendar, but yeah, just keep posted on Instagram. I post a ton, so make sure you guys follow. Keep up with me.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, Nick, we appreciate you, man, taking some time to talk with us. We'll see you out March 13th, March 14th to catch Nicky Rod versus Pat Downey 2.
Yeah, it's
Nicky
gonna
Rod's
be-
coming
it's
back
gonna be
for
awesome.
for vengeance, this time on our side of the rules, so check it out.
To
Thanks,
quote,
man.
Quote Ricardo, it's going to be fireworks.
All right, man.
All right,
Thanks,
have a-
thanks, Nick.
See you guys.
Bye.